Look, if we're going to do this, let's do it properly.
You want to look at the money? I find it always calms me.
I'm not the key. I don't open anything anymore.
Osiris, here lies the warrior of the people. Let her cross over!
This is deep stuff, Willow. We're talking about raising the dead.
You play for kittens?
Cup of tea. Almost got shagged. Cup of tea.
It's fucking fantastic.
I love that sound.
Arg.
Thank God I've been eyeballing this ginger beer for like 30 minutes.
Hi, welcome to Beer with Buffy. I'm Rex.
I'm Josh.
On today's episode of Beer with Buffy, we are reviewing Season 6, Episode 16, Hell's Bells.
It's a song, too.
Yes.
I see what they did there.
It's also a common phrase seen in the Dresden Files series.
Huh.
Which, fun fact, James Marsters narrates.
Yeah, that is a fun fact.
Yeah.
That I haven't heard for at least a couple of episodes. So it was
Do you know what else is a fun fact,
It was definitely
Josh?
time to remind everyone. What else is a fun fact, Rex?
The next episode of Beer with Buffy is the last episode we do of this run of all Buffys.
18, actually. Next one's 17.
Well, yeah, but...
We went up to 18 of Angel.
Right. Episode 18 will be the back to normal where we go back and forth. It's just we already have episode 17 of Angel.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, 17 will be the last of the all Buffy run.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we're being semantic.
And I usually am.
And of course you are. There's no choice. It's not an option.
Man, this is weird.
You're weird. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Reed's ginger beer, not sugar-free. It is sugar-full.
Yes, it is sugar-full.
And for some reason, this is the only drink I will ever say this about. It's not as good.
It's still better than any other ginger ale or ginger beer I've had.
Oh, yeah, it's still great, but the regular version is just weird, and I don't know what it is.
It's softer. It's the only way I can put it. The flavor is softer. It still has the same, ginger bite.
But also, now that I'm officially old, I've been drinking, I don't drink soda very often anyway, but when I do, it's diet.
Also, I do want to say that their actual sweet ginger beer does have actual sugar and not high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, it's cane sugar and not high fructose corn syrup. Yeah, Reed's is always high quality. Someday, they're going to pay us to say that.
Yeah, I hope so. That would be nice.
Some fucking day. They are very responsive. I should really just call them because they gave me a bunch of free ginger beer because I complained via email and threatened to stop buying their ginger beer because I got 3 skunky 4-packs in a row.
Yeah, there was
a bad batch apparently.
There was an issue with their local bottler to us, or their bottler that's local to us.
Yeah,
because I guess and I did not actually realize this, that all pop is bottled locally.
I mean, that makes sense.
It does. It's one of those things that makes perfect sense the moment you learn it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it just never occurred to me.
Yeah. Yeah, because we've got a Pepsi and a Coke facility in our town.
But one of the other things I love about Reed's is that they aren't owned by Pepsi or Coke. They are an independent owned company.
Yeah.
And that pleases me. Although now I have to look to see if they donated to Trump.
Oof. I have faith in Reed's. You know what? I'm going to redact that statement until we've looked into it.
Yes.
Because you never fucking know these days.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't forget to review us on iTunes, guys. It's one of the best ways you can help our algorithm, especially if you're poor and you don't want to give us money.
Yeah.
I understand that completely. Not judging, not being sarcastic.
Josh and I have both been poor on multiple occasions through our lives.
Oh, there's plenty of content that I steal and I will fast forward if they tell me to subscribe or whatever. I'm just like, nope, you're right. I am freeloading. Okay, bye. Everyone does it. It's fine. Fuck a doodle do, Rex.
I am working on it.
I said, bagok!
It's loading. Okay. We have Executive Doodle-Doos. They are our Patreon supporters. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/beerwithbuffy. Our current Executive Doodle-Doos are as follows. Joshua, what are you doing, Joshua? Tinkadoodle-Doo, Pixie Dark, Elon, burn a Tesla bond. Tracy Kidd, scrape the grease off my ex.
Don't mind if I do.
Monica Fonseca Excelentes, T. Suba Spike, Audrey 2 French last names. Check out my band Cryptids, Allie B, Nathan Lancy, Dulcinea, Rachel Doodle-Doo, Seal Hole Emporium, Mr. Tabalicious, Sandra Craig, Jay Sommer, Karen Moon, Pat Likes Turtles again, Two-Tone Magister of Many Monikers Gnome, welcome back. Kelly MC, Jesse Rain, Alex from the Heart, and Carrie Phillips. Thank you so much. Without you, the show literally is not possible.
I'll seal your whole emporium.
You've been waiting on that one, haven't you?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Funny thing about Cubby Adams, turns out she's Irish.
Yeah.
I thought she was British.
Yeah, she shared a couple days ago, not too long ago, she shared a post on our Facebook page. And
yeah.
Come to find out that she is, in fact, while living in Britain, not British.
Right. I
feel lied to.
I want to apologize for the so many times that I've said, and I quote, "A diddly do." That one's for you, Cubby.
Well, she must not be offended because she's been our Patreon supporter for quite a while now.
And she moved out of Ireland, so she must hate them too, or something. I don't know.
No, it's like that scene.
Too. I don't hate Irish people.
It's like
I've thought about moving there.
No, it's like that scene from The Simpsons, with Willie. When he's talking about how Scots hate everybody.
That doesn't ring a bell.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Is that classic Simpsons or new Simpsons?
That's classic Simpsons.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I gotta show you.
Oh, God, he's looking it up.
It won't last. Brothers and sisters are natural enemies, like Englishmen and Scots, or Welshmen and Scots, or Japanese and Scots, or Scots and other Scots. Damn Scots! They ruined Scotland!
You Scots sure are a contentious people.
You just made an enemy for life!
Damn Scots! They ruined Scotland! God.
I mean, I do have to say that I feel that quote because I feel that way about Americans.
Yeah, Americans.
Damn Americans ruining America.
They really have ruined America. You're not wrong. Oh, dear.
Anyway, we have a show to do. Let's get on with it. It's time for a mom synopsis.
Joshua! What are you doing, Joshua? Not getting married, that's for fucking sure. Well, that's nothing new, Joshua. You've been withholding my grandchildren for years. Tony, what are you doing, Tony? That's my mom's name, Tony with an I, everyone. Who in the hell are you? Why is there a crazy woman yelling at me in my house? I'm not crazy. I'm you from the future. I'm here to warn you not to shame and guilt your son for not having children because it'll make him hate you and he'll leave you forever. Well, that's dumb, me. You're a dumb me, and you don't look anything like me. Well, this is a fresh new nightmare. Also, she looks exactly like you, Mom. I think your self-image might be a little askew. Shut up, Joshua! No one asked you! Yeah, this is fantastic. Also, Tony, he'll never pay rent. He's going to steal your cats, and he's going to hold you accountable for your own emotions and actions. Well, that certainly sounds like Joshua. Wow, you must be real. Wait. I'm confused. It sounded like future Mom was on my side at first, and you'd had some kind of enlightenment, but now you're just afraid of your past self, that it's gonna be held accountable, and that you might have to grow emotionally? Hush, Joshua! Let the nice lady speak! It's okay, Tony. You can fix it. Just listen to me. Okay, future me. Just tell... Okay, future me. Just tell me what I have to do. I'll do anything. Good. All you have to do is have an abortion. Whoa. I thought you were going to say to, like, be a better person and treat me like an adult and actually take on the appropriate role of a caretaker. What's this abortion shit? My body, my choice, Joshua. Sometimes you just got to listen to yourself and make that decision that's best for numero uno, if you know what I mean. Oh, sure, now you think that, of course. Okay, fine. So abort me, Mom. I'm fucking 40. It's okay, I thought of that. I have a solution. That's a coat hanger. You're giving the slightly younger version of my mom a coat hanger to abort her 40-year-old man-child. All right, Joshua, you heard the woman. We've got work to do. Ah, fuck. Okay, Mom. I'm just gonna go get ready to be aborted. I'll be right back. Okay, Joshua, don't be too late. You'll have to clean up afterwards because I have company coming over. Because today on Buffy the Vampire Slayer... Fuck, that one's off the rails. I am not sorry.
Your meta joke went meta.
Because today on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Xander and Anya are finally getting married. And thank God, because the tension in the Harris household is at an all-time high. What with having a bunch of demons sharing space with narcissistic, privileged white people who don't know what demons are. Everyone's all ready to go, but Xander gets a visit from a strange old man claiming to be himself from the future. And he shows him a vision of his dystopian future with Anya that ends very poorly. Xander runs off to have an existential crisis while the family and guests slowly descend into madness and finally a brawl. Turns out the old man wasn't Xander. He was just a victim of Anya's old days as a vengeance demon who's come back for his revenge for being revenged on and wants to really stick it in and break it off, so he ruined Anya's marriage. He makes her cry and then he plans to murder her brutally with his bare hands, but luckily, Buffy won't allow that. Xander gets back and decides his dad is too much of a dick and he doesn't want to become like him, so he calls off the wedding. Anya cries her goddamn sad little face off, making the Scoobies all have a sad also. Then Anya's old boss, DeHoffrin, offers her her old job as Vengeance Demon again. The end.
Ladies, gentlemen, spiny-headed looking creatures. Soon as the sun goes down, soon as the sun goes down, vampire. Competition is a beautiful thing. Moves here.
Yes.
And everyone lived happily ever after.
No, I don't think that's what happened at all.
All right, you've got your take, I've got mine. All right.
Well, let's discuss that.
Do I need to get you a coat hanger?
I'm sorry. I never really would have expected that you would actually be doing your mom impression, talking to your mom impression.
It threw me for a loop, too. Because I was like, well, I got to lampoon this whole Xander from the future coming back.
I've never met someone with multiple personalities, but I think I just witnessed that a little bit.
Oh, sure.
Still, just a tiny bit.
I used to do dramatic interpretation for forensics competitions in high school, which is exactly that. You take a skit with 2 or more characters and you play all the characters.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm. In front of people.
That sounds awful.
I had a blast.
Well, you're weird.
That's true.
If you need proof of Josh's weirdness, see the previous Mom synopsis.
Exhibit A and B and C and Z.
We open on the Buffy household with Buffy and Willow talking about the hideous thing that is their bridesmaids and maid of honor dress.
Yeah.
Best man.
Best man. Yeah. Willow's the best man, but still got stuck wearing this nonsense.
I'm disappointed because, God damn it, I think she could pull off a tux really well.
Oh, I think she'd be so hot in a tux. Oh my God, don't get me started. And she even asks, she's like, well, shouldn't I be able to wear a tux? I'm like, yes, you absolutely should be able to wear a goddamn tux. If you want to, you don't even have to be the best man.
Yeah.
If you want to wear a tux, that's entirely on you. Doesn't even have to be a gender thing.
Right.
It's just it's a clothes not being gender specific thing.
And-
but that's a little too woke for when this came out.
Well, yeah, but the dresses, the dresses are bad.
They're not. I don't think they're that bad. They're not great, but they're not that bad. Obviously, Anya is very smitten with them. I think they look like a couple of sexy key lime pie slices. I'd fuck that key lime pie. Did I go too far? Too soon?
Probably.
Okay. Hey, no, Allison Hannigan was in American Pie.
Yes.
In which the one dude fucked an apple pie. So you know what? This is completely on point. And I make no apologies. You know what? That ruined that whole guy's career. He was just the guy that fucked a pie from there on out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a couple movies after, but they didn't do great.
Yeah, no. They were bad because he was the guy that fucked a pie.
Yes.
Yeah. And then he got to lampoon himself on one of the Jay and Silent Bob movies. I forget which one.
Yes.
Where he complained about having a bad career because he was the guy that fucked a pie. This is how I know this.
Yes.
It may not actually be true, but it was on Jay and Silent Bob, so it's probably true. This is how I operate, all right?
Yeah. You live in a very interesting world there, Josh.
I know. Guess what? It's the same world that you live in.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, they're talking about how awful the dresses are. And then they start talking about Xander's family and Anya's demons, and it's a whole mess. It's a whole thing. Apparently, all of Xander's family got really, really drunk at the rehearsal dinner, and Mr. Harris threw up in Buffy's bag.
Yeah, Buffy was a little too nonchalant about that. I would be so livid.
Yeah.
Extraordinarily livid. Like, regardless if the bag was worth anything. Like, that's like my ID and other things that I use. Not just the bag.
Yeah. You keep important shit in that kind of bag.
Yeah. It's like, now I have to get a new social security card because it's covered in vomit.
Yeah. Because you're not allowed to laminate them.
Exactly. And they mention that Anya's people are the excuse for them looking like demons is that they are circus folk.
I absolutely love this because A, it's kind of an easy excuse, but also like the way it's portrayed, every single one of them just runs with this idea.
Yeah.
Like they all they all get the bit.
They get it.
And they're like, "No, we're going to carry this bit." Fuck yeah.
I mean, they're used to having to hide in plain sight in this world, and they love Anya apparently, I guess. I mean, this is the first we're seeing most of them. And it's only the third time we've seen Clem.
Right. I did notice that Clem is on Xander's side of the aisle.
Oh, right.
During the seating.
Okay, that's a good point then.
So maybe Xander and Clem became friends.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's fan fiction about that.
Hey, they got trapped in a house together.
Yeah.
There has to be fan fiction about that. I mean, in this episode, actually, I mean, it's a fake future, but his daughter has Clem's ears.
Yes.
Which obviously means that Anya cheated on him with Clem.
Right.
But that means they were still hanging out with Clem. And anyway, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Lots of implications there.
Suffice it to say, they're talking about this whole thing and Xander's family and Anya's demons, for lack of a better, because it's not her family.
People.
Yeah, her found family.
Close enough. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, they're just utter disaster. And then in walks Anya, who has this moment of shock, but it turns out she actually just really loves the dresses, which I don't know. I really hate that style of dress. I don't like it.
I didn't like the cut of the way the straps transition into.
I'm not a fan of
the part that goes across the chest.
I'm not a fan of the style of dress that like
it was too square.
I'm not a fan of the style of dress where it's like a sleek to the knee and then at the knee it like flares out.
Oh yeah.
Like
me either.
That seemed
now that you
I don't
mention
like it.
I probably have more opinions on women's clothing than I think I do.
Oh yeah. Yes. I guarantee every man has far more opinions on women's clothes than they realize.
Yeah.
Far, far more.
What the fuck? I ain't no goddamn designer, but man, I really don't like that flare and the cut on that neck. Oh, honey. Yeah.
You know, one of the big things that told me how much I care about the cut of clothes and things like that was, in fact, planning my own wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, I have a lot more wardrobe opinions than I thought I did before.
Mm-hmm. You and your preconceived notions.
Yeah.
Of clothing articles.
Yes.
Yeah. So, cut to Xander's house.
Where we get to see said family mingling with demons.
Dear God, this family is worse than I ever could have imagined.
Yeah.
Or just as bad. I really didn't think they were going to go there. I didn't recall ever meeting Xander's parents, but
I didn't either.
Here they are.
I really did not remember this episode at all.
Right? Or what comes after. I'm like, wow, I am on the edge of my fucking seat here.
I don't remember what happens.
But so in this scene, Xander's stupid uncle incompetently tries to fix the coffee maker with his nips hanging out of his robe. And Krelvin offers to fix it. He's got a gross,
he's
bubbly, warty looking face.
They never name what kind of demon he is. He's a bumpy face demon.
Yeah. And he offers to fix it after Uncle Rory fakes being electrocuted because that's always funny. And then Xander's narcissistic parents walk in and make Xander look like a fucking saint.
Right?
Like, wow, Xander's a miracle.
Okay, so I do have to say, Xander is a significantly better person in comparison to his family.
Oh, yeah.
Particularly his uncle and his dad.
Yeah, his uncle, while more of a people pleaser at the end of the day, very problematic.
Oh, no, his dad's worse.
Oh, his dad's,
I have things to say.
Dad's way
worse.
We'll
get there.
But... So... Yeah, his mom won't shut up about her appearance and making everything about her and how she... Oh, but I won't be in any of the pictures anyway, despite Xander insisting that she will, in fact, be in the pictures, which is obviously what she wants, but she's being backhanded about it, which is so fucking infuriating.
Impressively passive-aggressive.
Oh, yes. Xander's dad is lucky he didn't get a broken coffee maker up his ass for speaking to Krelvin like a piece of trash immediately after walking in the room. I mean, granted, okay, they established that there was some interaction with them the day or the evening before, but certainly not enough to warrant this kind of an interaction. Yeah. And obviously, Krelvin's not having a good time. Because he says, that's one of hers, right? Hey, you're one of hers, right? I already wanted to just punch the fuck out of him right there.
Yeah. The actor does a great job of just making me want to hate him.
I never questioned that it was Xander's dad, though. I immediately was like, oh, that's Xander's dad.
Yeah. The casting of Xander's parents is so perfectly spot on.
Yeah.
Like, I never really imagined what they look like, but this is exactly how I imagined them being.
Mm-hmm. And then... Krelvin says something about, hey, don't shit on my heritage or something. And he's like, heritage? Being circus folks is suddenly heritage now? I mean, no disrespect. Okay. No disrespect, of course. I'm sure you come from a long, proud line of geeks. I'm like, first of all, I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but have you met Xander? He's a fucking geek.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently they just have... completely different brand of geeks in California,
right?
That are also like underwear model level attractive.
Now, I do want to say, I want to give Xander's dad some credit, but there is the origin of the term geek being a carnival performer.
Huh.
Carnival or circus, who specifically bizarre shows and grotesque shows.
Interesting. I find it hard to believe that he would actually know that.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the thing that does surprise me about the depiction of Xander's parents is they seem not sophisticated isn't the word. They seem less trashy than what I expected. You know?
Yeah. They almost seem like they come from money. Just a little bit.
I got this image of
upper middle class.
Right. I got this image of like some of my family that I don't associate with that are very white trash.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's kind of the image that I had gotten of Xander's parents. And like, it's not that. They look definitely middle class, which makes sense. They fucking live in middle class California,
which is basically upper middle class everywhere else. But no, it completely tracks for me that they're so self-absorbed. It makes sense why we never see them, and Xander's always sequestered in his basement.
Right.
And that explains why he's a better person, because he didn't spend enough time around them.
Which I cannot blame him. They are awful people.
Yeah, which is basically how I became who I am.
Right.
All of those things I just said, minus the basement.
I think the thing that throws me the most, and I've never experienced this with my family, which I'm grateful for, but I've experienced it with other people's families.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the family that is just talking the whole time and no one is really talking to each other.
Yeah.
And they, like, Xander's family is doing that.
Mm.
Like, there are half a dozen people in the room all talking, nobody actually talking to each other. There's no conversations happening. Everyone's just talking at each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it is fucking awful and I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, no meaningful conversations whatsoever.
No.
Cousin Carol, on the other hand, I think I actually like Cousin Carol. She's,
yeah.
I mean, she's not exactly, she's not the brightest bulb in the box, but I think it's funny that she has the hots for Krelvin.
Right.
And that she's wearing Xander's cufflinks as earrings.
Which I kind of want to know how.
Right?
Like,
I want to know how she got them out so quickly.
She'd have to have those gauged to wear cufflinks.
A little big, yeah, for that. Yeah. I don't know. I just like the idea that she's just a little aloof.
Right.
I find it endearing somehow.
Yeah, well, she walks up to Xander and is like, hey, if he, cleared up his skin problems, he, do you think he'd be interested in a woman with kids? And
I mean, first of all, don't try to change him.
Right. Respect who they are.
Yeah. It's just like Xander having a problem with Halfrick's face.
Right.
Shut up. You either like him or you don't.
Exactly.
Anyway, yeah, that's enough of that scene. We cut to the street where some fucking guy with an umbrella slides into our dimension and keeps walking all ominous like.
Well, very specifically, that scene ends with Xander saying, nothing on Earth can stop this wedding now.
Oh, cut to
what stops the wedding.
Something on Earth that, in fact, well,
I mean,
I guess he is originally from Earth.
Yeah.
So that counts.
And he is now on Earth.
And yeah, all right, okay, Rex,
yeah.
Okay.
Opening credits. Well, this guy wants effective weapons. I've got it covered from A to Z. From axe to the other axe. I'm fairly certain I said no interruptions.
And now we're in Xander's room or somewhere, I don't know, but Xander's there.
The dressing room at the place where they're having their wedding.
Sure. Buffy's using her Slayer strength to help Xander put on his cummerbund.
Das Cummerbund.
And as we mentioned last episode, you got to be careful about stress eating because you got measured for that tux months ago. And the writers here just really aren't holding back on calling Nicholas Brendan fat. It's actually kind of maddening.
Right?
I'm like, we get it, guys.
I'm a little bothered by it, honestly.
Exactly.
Because,
they couldn't just let it go. They got to be fat shaming. Honestly, there's so many other things to shame Xander for. We don't need to be body shaming while we're at it.
But also, think about it from the production behind the scenes standpoint. There's literally making this actor who's on contract have his character admonish himself for gaining weight.
Yeah.
That's fucking harsh.
That's fucked up. Yeah, that right there makes everything that Charisma Carpenter said about Joss Whedon seem perfectly plausible.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
100%.
Yeah. Not that we didn't believe her in the first fucking place. But
exactly.
Still, this is just
proof
more,
towards it.
Even more. Because like it is relentless.
It absolutely is. Like the last several episodes, it's been all over the place. Yeah. So Buffy and Xander have a moment. He's happy. She's happy. Everyone's fucking happy, except for Buffy. But she's kind of happy. She's a little bit happy.
Well, she's happy because Xander's happy, and she's happy for Xander and Anya. And as she puts it, they're proof of the light at the end of the tunnel.
Right. So she's fucked.
Right.
That is not a great rubric for happy.
No.
But you know what? It seemed like a good idea at the time. Buffy discovers that she cannot, in fact, tie a bow tie. And Willow is supposed to do that anyway, but she's busy.
I also, in fact, cannot tie a bow tie.
I've never tried.
And that is why I went with ties for my wedding.
Yeah, I don't see any point in trying. I am not trying to be the doctor.
Right.
On Doctor Who.
And you know what? Bill Nye rocks the bow tie. He can have it. It's his. He's earned it.
That's the only bow tie we really need.
Yeah.
The Doctor and Bill Nye.
Yeah.
There, we're done. Done with bow ties, everyone. They've got it.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay.
It's locked in.
It's going to be okay.
But no.
See, we have opinions.
Yes. Yes. Turns out Willow is actually, in fact, helping the bride instead, solely because Tara is there and she wants to make giggly love faces at Tara.
Yeah.
And you know what? Tara is making giggly love faces back.
Yeah, while dressing a woman.
Yeah.
This is a perfect task for a couple of lesbians.
Yes.
Yeah, and they get to mac on each other.
It is so nice seeing them kind of back in that.
It is. And Tara here, she's done it a couple of times in the last couple episodes she's been in, and she didn't used to do it, but she's got the cutest fucking wry side smile thing that she does.
I don't know what you're referring to, but I'll have to keep an eye out for it.
I'd have to show you. And I think it's also a great addition to her character that she does it more now because she's more confident.
Yeah.
And she's more comfortable in her own skin.
Honestly, I would love to get far more of a glimpse into what Tara's life has been like after breaking up with Willow. Like,
right.
Just something.
Yeah.
I get the impression that breaking up with Willow was really good for her on multiple levels. Not just because, like, you got to be able to stand up for yourself, but just because, like...
Yeah, maybe they needed some space anyway.
Right. Like, because if you think about it, they were in college together when she was super shy and she came out and became more of herself with Willow. And I want to see her grow as herself. More independent.
Well, and also just we don't know of her having any kind of a social life outside of the Scooby Gang.
Right, but she'd have to. She'd have to.
Yeah. Maybe there's a comic about that or something. Anya is practicing her vows. Willow and Tara, they kind of titter a little bit, like hee giggling.
Yeah.
And
they're
then
giggly.
They're very giggly.
It's adorable.
And then they both stand back and they're ogling her because she's hot in her wedding dress there, which
I do gotta say she is gorgeous in this entire episode.
I can't believe she wore white. Oh my God. I mean, she's been having so much premarital sex, not to mention, Vengeance Demon.
Yeah.
But who am I to give a shit?
But even though her dress does have that style that I don't particularly like, she's still gorgeous.
Hers doesn't really do that as much. Hers is really more about the fit to the body and down the length of her legs, kind of. I didn't really notice a flare at the bottom. Was there a flare at the bottom?
Yeah, there was.
Huh. Fucking
but no,
flare at the bottom.
It's a gorgeous dress, and she's gorgeous in it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw in the wiki behind the scenes factoid here is apparently this dress came off her during the production like 3 or 4 times.
Oops.
Specifically because Amber Benson apparently is kind of klutzy and like multiple times kept accidentally stepping on the dress
no.
and tearing it off.
Oh no. Whoops.
And like from a production standpoint, I can just see that being horrible, but like at the very least, it's probably a production dress. So like it's not a full like wedding dress. It's probably much easier to get in and out of.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And hopefully, you know, she was wearing something underneath
right.
it.
But just
because it didn't really look like she was.
No.
It looked kind of like she was just
speaking of
squoze into that dress.
Speaking of, the end of this scene is she's talking about how she wants to see Xander, and Willow and Tara remind her that it's bad luck for the groom to see the bride's dress before the wedding. And she says, well, I don't need to be wearing the dress to see him.
Hey-o.
And then she goes, oh, okay, no sex. How about cuddling?
But then she gets all giddy about getting to be with her best friend forever. Oh, isn't that fucking special? Yeah.
It is fucking special, and that's what the day feels like.
Also, hard air quotes, forever.
Right.
Yeah, we all know what happens.
You die eventually.
Relatively soon. Anyway, cut to the church. Or I think it's a church.
It's not a church because there's a bar.
What? You can drink in a church.
Right, but there's a full stocked... It's not a makeshift bar. It's an actual bar. Like, there's liquor bottles behind the... I have never seen a church that has a full bar.
Fine. The venue of questionable type. And I didn't realize that this lecherous old fuck is Rory because I didn't recognize him at first without his nipples hanging out. And
the lack of nipples distracted you.
Yes. I need nipples in order to be able to identify people, okay?
It's a very, very rare condition. He can't help it.
In fact, who are you? Show me your nipples.
No.
I don't believe that you're Rex. I'm going to need some nipply proof here.
No.
God damn it. All right. I tried. Maybe next time. So yeah, if any fans introduce themselves to me in public, just remember that if you expect me to know who you are or remember you next time.
I just got this image of, like, it's not that you only remember people by their nipple, but like you magically can identify people solely by their nipples. So like even people you haven't met, you just, if you see their nipples, you automatically know who they are. There's a mutant power for you.
Yeah. I also have a superpower where I can tell what kind of nipples somebody has just by looking at their face and their body type.
I mean, that feels like it would go hand in hand.
Yeah. Giggity. Something definitely goes in my hand.
So,
woo, two cis white men reviewing Buffy. No problems here. Nothing wrong with this at all.
So basically this whole scene is Dawn greeting people at the door. But first he greets Rory, Uncle Rory, who has decided that one of the wait staff, who is like barely older than Dawn.
Yeah, like old enough to be his granddaughter.
Like, if that girl isn't old enough to drink, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, and he's basically taken her hostage here.
Yeah.
He's got his arm around her, and he will not take his goddamn meat hooks off of her. And she looks far too bemused about this.
Right.
Even though she does try to be like, I really need to get back to work. And then he actually lets go briefly to point out this bad taxidermied, was it buffalo? Or whatever it was on the wall.
Buffalo or bison, something like that.
Yeah. And she doesn't run for the hills immediately. I was like, honey, go. Save yourself.
Right?
But then he comes back and he sinks his meat hooks right back in. And I'm like, yeah.
What bothers me is the way he puts his arm around her very much has that I'm holding on to you, you can't run away vibe to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it is very Predator vibe.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even the most uncomfortable thing in this episode, though.
Right? In comparison, it's almost charming.
Yeah.
In comparison only. But it's actually very cringy.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, moving on.
It feels like she's got Stockholm syndrome at this point.
Yeah. The next guest that arrives is DeHoffrin. Dawn greets him. He has a gift. And then, hey, Helfrich is here as well. And one of my quotes of the day here is Dawn says hi to Halfrek. She says, call me Hallie. We're practically family now. And Dawn's response is my quote, neat.
Yes, practically
Perfect
family.
Teenage delivery.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what I would expect of my family, is to try and trap me in a house for eternity.
Yeah.
Or at least until we're all dead.
And then be like, oh, we're family.
Uh-huh, exactly. Exactly.
Neat.
I did have a quote from Uncle Rory here. Not a quote of the day at all, but I just wanted to bring it up. He's still talking about the taxidermy. He says, "It was my trade. I used to stuff things. I still do, but only for fun. Yuck, yuck, yuck." And like, no, actually, yuck.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, this is the shit that used to pass for comedy in the 90s and was just seen as quaint in the aughts, but now is just fucking gross.
Yeah. The gift that de Hoffren brought is tentacled.
Yeah, there's holes in the box. He's like, be careful with that. It's, fragile? No, it's squirmy.
Yeah.
Tentacles
and
immediately.
Grabby, apparently.
Yeah, and it knows when you're talking about it and when somebody else takes the box.
After Dawn sets the present on the table, she turns around and, hey, look, Spike brought a date. Random goth girl.
Yeah, obvious new rebound girl.
I wonder if she knows he's a vampire.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. I assume she would have to know, considering it's daytime. And they just traveled there.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
So
You're
it's
right.
either she knows that he's a vampire and or she might also be a vampire. Either that or she just thought that it was quirky when they ran screaming through the parking lot under a blanket arriving in a blacked out car. Really only two options
Yeah, they
here.
really glossed over that
They
part,
sure
didn't they?
did.
See, I don't think for a second that she could be a vampire as well, because other vampires fucking hate Spike. He's been killing them.
Yeah, well, she could be a fresh vampire.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think she's just one of those vampire groupie types.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you think about it, if Spike was like, I need to find a fucking date right away, within a few days of this wedding to make Buffy jealous, he'd go to the easiest place for pickings possible, and that is vampire goth groupies. Done.
Does Sunnydale have a vampire goth groupies are us?
I mean, it's Sunnydale.
I guess they have the bronze. That's pretty
Yeah.
close, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess humans do go to that, to Willie's bar.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Excuse me, are you a vampire? I'd like to be your groupie, because I'm goth. Great, I've got a wedding I need you to come to. So we got Carol, Rory, and Clem standing around a circle.
Yes.
And some other fucking demons who's got tentacly chin
I love
strands.
this scene. I love this scene.
Yeah.
Because, like, Clem and the tentacly dude, they're, like, talking about their heritage kind of thing.
Rory's calling them a cult.
Right. And I love that Clem is talking about, you know...
He has a very plausible comment on that. He's like, well, there are ancient ways. Clowning as an occupation grew out of the Commedia dell'arte and ancient sports, of course.
And I, like
that was the perfect response.
Clem is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
I love Clem.
Oh, yeah. No, that was the best comment that any of them had about it this whole episode.
And then the tentacly dude is like, what, you guys think we shouldn't teach them about our heritage?
Yeah. Like he's legitimately offended.
Right, like that's what I mean. They are running with the bit.
Yeah.
They are having a good time with this.
Yeah, go get them. They're really holding them to task. I love it. Mr. Harris is he's busy getting sloshed early.
Yeah.
And is still an asshole. Just thought I'd give you
That hasn't changed.
a minutely update.
Hasn't changed, won't change. Don't look forward to it.
It might. We'll check back in a minute.
I'm not in your room. I'm in the hallway. The hallway doesn't belong to you. Mom, I can stand in the hallway, right? My friend Sharon's older brother knows a girl who died because she choked on her boyfriend's tongue.
So back to Xander and Buffy. Right after Buffy calls Xander one of the good ones, he offers to give her a good stupping in the 15 or 20 minutes that he has left of being a bachelor.
This is one of those times where I actually think that crassness was a good joke.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of the very few times that, like, it's a good joke.
Yeah.
I know. I don't really want to give him that credit either, but...
And Buffy thought it was funny.
He's doing so much better than the rest of his family.
I guess it was obvious that he didn't mean it.
Yes.
But if she'd whipped her clothes off...
That, like, we know for a fact that if she had taken it seriously for the smallest iota of a second, he'd have been all for it.
Maybe. I can actually see him being like, Buffy, you're hurt. I don't know about what, but I have empathy and I can tell that you're hurt and you don't want to do this. Or maybe I really am just giving him too much credit now.
I don't know.
And I'm not just trying to please the people
I want to say this, though.
That think that we talk too much shit about Xander. I actually think he would turn her down if she stuck her ass in the air and said, "Do your worst." And yowled like a cat.
I think I agree with you. I think he would turn that down. But if it was a little more subtle, like, there's a gray area there. There's a gray area somewhere between there.
Buffy absolutely could still have him.
Yes.
If she wanted to.
Definitely.
But it would take a little more than a couple of seconds in this exact moment.
Exactly.
Just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Not much.
No, definitely not much. Not much.
And I'm not even saying that to get down on Xander. Like, she can have whoever she wants.
I don't know that I'd go that far.
Except Riley and Angel and Spike.
Well, the problem is
and all the other assholes that have dumped her.
The problem is the people who know her and respect her. Like Xander, he's had a crush on her forever and will till the day he dies. But
to some degree.
I think the simple truth is that he looks at her, he sees that crush, he holds on to that, but he also respects her and sees what she is and who she is and the scale of what she does for everyone around. And he has such a deep love for that because he also has that boyhood crush sitting in the back of his mind, he on some level would be helpless to turn her down.
Right. Yeah. But he's long since accepted that means far less than her wishes as a person,
right,
and respects all that. Anyway,
exactly.
everything you just said. So yeah, Buffy finds this charming. It was a good line, though. She says, I hope I'm as lucky as you guys someday. He says, you want to get lucky? I've still got, 15, 20 minutes? Hey-o. So apparently Buffy is supposed to keep Xander's parents away from the bar. Too late for that.
Yeah, too late.
Sorry.
Well, in the very next scene, Xander mentions that he had told the bartender to not serve his parents before the reception.
Oh, this guy's fucking fired. Okay. Dawn excitedly informs Buffy of Spike and his quote-unquote total skank, as she puts it. Buffy seems put off by this. And I guess, maybe she really did have some feelings for him.
Yeah. I mean...
Because if she hated him, just completely,
she doesn't hate him
all
that's
out,
very obvious.
Yeah, then she wouldn't have had any skin in that game, and she, it's complicated and it's nuanced.
She has a lot of complicated feelings about that.
Yeah, and also I did not think it was fair at all of Dawn to call this girl a total skank. I think she's very attractive.
Yeah,
whatever. She did have a bit of an attitude on her.
I have a thing for goths.
Right?
I married one of them.
Yeah. You and everybody else, buddy.
My spouse wore black to the wedding.
Fucking A, right. You played fucking Metallica song for your walk song.
Yeah. And Crazy Train for our reception entry.
Mm-hmm. Xander goes out to do some meet and greet and...
immediately swamped by bullshit.
Oh yeah, as you do.
I find it remarkable I didn't remember this episode because I feel like I owe Xander an apology just because I kind of can't blame him for having to deal with this fucking family his whole life.
Right? Yeah.
He's definitely just from this this episode with this family gotten a bit more sympathy from me.
Yeah, his family is a problem. But he sifts his way through the crowd, and he is then, of course, greeted by some old codger with a cane, urging him not to get married. And then finally he's like, oh, by the way, I'm Xander Harris. I'm you from the future.
Dun, dun, dun.
Here's this magazine. You need to go back to 1955, and you need to bet on this. Okay? Quick, get in the DeLorean. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da.
The number one thing that would have ruined this dude's entire game is if Xander did the one sensible thing that you would have to do in this circumstance.
Have sex with himself?
No.
Oh.
You just have him answer a question that only you can answer.
Oh, right? Yeah, and he wouldn't have been able to because, spoiler alert, it's not actually him.
Right.
From the future.
Exactly.
It's just some fucking demon with some sort of...
magical orb. It's just a magical orb.
Well, also the, what do you call it? It's not a mimic spell. It's a...
disguise spell.
Sure. There's a better word for it, but it's probably from Harry Potter, so never mind.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that. Right in its teeth.
Xander from the future, he shows Xander this crystal ball thing, and he explains that this will show him, and this will prove that he's from the future.
Hey, kid, you want to look at my balls? And he does.
Yes.
Well, that sounds pretty good, mister.
As Xander walks out with himself, Mr. Harris decides it's time for a toast.
I think he's toasty enough. Oh, yeah, it's time for our minutely check-in with Mr. Harris. Is he still a dick?
Yes.
Turns out he is, in fact, still a dick. We'll try again in another minute.
Yeah, his whole toast is about if it weren't for his wife, he wouldn't have to drink so much.
Yeah, very, very clever. Yeah.
Very late 80s, early 90s dad humor.
Yeah, that was like an entire several decades worth of stand-up comedy and sitcoms.
Yeah.
Just, hey, this is how much I hate my wife. Hey, shut the fuck up.
I will never understand that.
Yeah.
I will never understand
literally the term, the old ball and chain.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, go have sex with your best friends then if you hate women so much and why don't you get a divorce?
Right.
You can't even show her that respect.
Yeah.
No wonder our generation is so fucked up.
Right,
Our
exactly.
parents had no respect for each other. And how could they?
I spend more time with my spouse than literally anybody.
Yeah, you're telling me.
I enjoy spending tons of time with them. I married them because I wanted to spend the time with them.
It might be a little codependent, but that's, you know what, that's not for me to say.
Yeah, we are. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
We like spending lots of time together.
I'm happy for you. Yeah, people should do that. They should not be hating on their spouses like this motherfucker. It's not cute. It's not funny. It's not clever. So yeah, and then we're back in the room with Xander and old guy, and Xander gets sucked into the orb where he sees his future, or at least
some version of it.
He thinks that it's his future. It's some possible version of his future. He's hurt his back, and he's sitting there in his chair drinking a beer, watching the game.
Oh, wait, we missed something.
Buffy drags the dad out of the room.
Yeah, the toast happens and everything, and then there's almost a fight between Mr. Harris and the demons, and Buffy immediately is able to break it up and drags Mr. Harris off to another room, and cue the creepiest damn fucking thing I have seen in this entire damn show.
Yeah, this part's 10 times worse than what Rory did earlier.
Because not only does he very blatantly start hitting on Buffy, he has known Buffy since she was a freshman in high school.
Oh, yeah, you're not wrong. Oops.
She has been his son's friend since she was in high school.
Yep.
And he starts very blatantly hitting on her.
I mean, you've seen American Beauty, haven't you?
Unfortunately.
You've heard of, I mean, the entire reason they have goddamn dress codes in high school is because the girls are too distracting to the male teachers.
Yes.
When
And
they
I understand
show a little
that.
skin.
And it's creepy. It's so fucking creepy.
Like,
and this is extra creepy.
It's a problem.
I did get one little tiny bit of humor out of this, though, is he asks her if she used to have like a small pink bag, and the look on her face when she says yes is the small pink bag is the bag he threw up in.
Yeah.
And that is humorous.
Mm-hmm. A little bit. Yeah.
But it is completely overtaken by the fact that, like, this was by far the creepiest thing.
Yeah, I forget exactly what he said, but he might have well have just said, "Hey, you want to go fuck?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, "Yeah, if you finish that sentence, someone's going to get fucked, and it's not going to be me." Yeah, and I would have liked to have seen that.
She very directly implies that she is going to tear off his junk.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen his jaw get quickly, forcefully removed and shoved up his ass.
Yeah.
Until it tears his lower intestine, and then he dies of sepsis.
I'm really bummed that there was no circumstance in this episode where, like, I don't know, Buffy picks him up or something, or like does something that just makes him fear her properly.
Yeah.
Because that would have been so satisfying.
He really needs to get put in his place. We've still got a chance with next episode. It could still happen.
No, this is the only episode he's in.
Well, for fuck's sake.
I looked it up.
And also, thank God.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're in the other room. Xander gets sucked into the orb where he sees his future. He's hurt his back. He can't work. Anya blames him for it. They have 2 kids, a human-looking son and a daughter with ears like Clem's. They run through the room. Anya's yelling at him about not being able to work. She's got to go make some money because someone's got to make some work. And it's not fair. It's not fair. But, yeah, it's bad. It's a toxic relationship. Cut to another scene where they're all fighting at a table while they're out to eat.
And the daughter starts yelling at him about how, I know you're not my real dad.
Yeah, and she storms out screaming, "I hate you, I hope you die," while Anya just sit there and is checked out mentally, eating her salad. Cut to another time where they're much older now. Anya's yelling at Xander.
There is the implication, it's not directly said, but the implication is that Xander hurt his back helping Buffy, and Buffy is dead.
Yeah. I got that he was helping Buffy. I didn't necessarily get that she was dead, but okay. Neither here nor there in this particular instance. But they're yelling at each other about ruining each other's lives. They regret the last 30 years for whatever reason because they're miserable, and he basically calls her out for being a cheater. And then Xander's had enough. He picks up a frying pan and he lunges towards her, yelling, "Shut up!" And snap back to reality. Xander's shaken very visibly by this. And old guy's like, "Well, you can change it, but you have to call off the wedding. And don't worry, it'll hurt her less now than it will later if you don't. Sometimes all 2 people bring each other is pain." Cut to... speaking of 2 people bringing only pain to each other.
Yes.
Buffy sees Spike and approaches him.
Be good.
We will. We're just gonna play with matches, run with scissors, take candy from some guy. I don't know his name. I'm finished being everybody's butt monkey.
Spike wants to know if his very nice attempt at making her jealous is working.
Yeah, quote from Buffy. "She seems like a very nice attempt at making me jealous." Mm-hmm. He asks if it worked, and she says yes.
A little. I thought it was funny because I called it. I said it, and then she said it, and I love when that happens.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because I read the subtitles. They hadn't popped up yet. She even admits that it kind of hurts. It's painful that he's doing that. Spike admits that it's nice to see her happy, even if it's, just being happy for her friends. And he realizes he's being a dick, and he's like, do you want me to leave? I'll leave. Which was very nice of him.
Yeah.
Very thoughtful. Buffy's like, "No, you've got every right to be here." And I'm like, yeah, but why?
Why?
He's not friends with Xander.
Xander specifically does not like him.
Right? Whatever. But
how was he even invited?
Right? I mean, he's a drop in the bucket compared to the other shit they're dealing with.
I mean, yeah.
They're probably happy to see Spike,
right?
In comparison.
Maybe they're really hoping that he eats someone in Xander's family.
Right? Exactly.
Culbert hurt a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Spike, you want a drink? My dad's really drunk.
Yeah. High alcohol percentage.
Blood
here.
and alcohol. You're welcome. So, anyway, he leaves anyway. He's like, nah, fuck this.
Another quote, though, he tells Buffy that she glows, and her response is, that's because the dress is radioactive.
Yeah, I liked that. And then as he's walking out, he's like, it did hurt, though. And she's like, yeah. He's like, thanks for that. I'm like, yeah, nothing going on here. Even though this is probably the most functional conversation they've ever had.
It's also the most functional conversation happening in this fucking building.
Oh, absolutely. By far and away. Unless Willow and Tara happen to be talking somewhere.
Right.
And
we don't see a lot of that.
We don't see that, though.
Yeah.
So we don't know. It's the only one we have evidence of. So... yeah, it's also the most honest conversation they've probably ever had. Anyway, he drags his total skank out the door. I'm still really mad that she called her that and that she doesn't even have a name. Did she have a name?
No.
Oh, God. Yeah, he just says, yeah, this is my date.
I think she's
like,
credited. She's credited as just goth girl or something like that.
I there was another goth girl, though, that walked through. Could have been her. I don't know. Anyway.
Does she even have any lines? Yeah, she has one line. She's like, what about the wedding?
She was like,
like
hi in the beginning when he introduces her to...
So she has hi and what about the wedding?
Yeah.
That's about it.
Did he introduce her to Dawn? Is that...
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and then as they walk out, she says...
She doesn't have a name, though.
Yeah, so he drags her out the door and again traumatizes or excites her by immediately bursting into smoky goodness under a cheap blanket that looks like he found it in a dumpster next to a homeless shelter.
I mean, it is cloudy and rainy. Maybe he can get away with being out.
Oh, with just having an umbrella or something?
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't seem like the umbrella type, but, you know, it beats bursting into flames.
Yes.
But also that rain would actively counteract the flames.
Exactly.
So that it wouldn't explain the steam.
Right.
Be like, why are you so steamy? No reason. Sort of. Willow and Xander.
Goodness, Spike, you're so hot.
Yeah, I'll know it, baby. Shut up.
No, you're like smoking hot.
Well, yeah.
Like, no, you're on fire.
That's right. I smoke after sex. You're welcome. I'm sorry. I stole that from Austin Powers. Do you smoke after sex? I don't know, baby. I never looked. I get it. Huh?
Yes.
Huh? Like, is his dick on fire?
Yes, I get it.
It's clever.
I got it the first time I saw it in the movie.
In theaters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it in theaters.
Oh, why not? Not high enough quality entertainment for you?
No, I was just very poor.
Oh, also that. That's acceptable. Except for the part where it's unacceptable. So we're back at Willow and Xander. They're gushing over how big of boners they have for each other's formal wear, and they lament that if only Willow weren't gay, they could instead be gay together and run away.
Yeah.
Together. But alas, Willow is very, very gay for women.
Yes.
Far gayer than Xander could ever be for Willow.
Yes.
Yeah. Because that's how gay works.
Yes.
Xander says he needs to practice his vows, and this gets rid of Willow effectively, giving him a chance to escape instead of practicing his vows. Because who practices their vows 30 seconds before the wedding? Like, shouldn't you have that shit written down? Did you ever find your vows book that you lost?
I don't remember.
Huh.
I think we did.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, I think we did.
Cool. So we're back with Anya, who's also practicing her vows with Tara. But my problem here is it sounds like she's still trying to decide what they are.
She's like still coming up with them.
Yeah. Quote of the day here.
Go for it. I know what you're going to say.
Mid-sentence, she's saying her vows to have sex with you whenever I want and pledge to be your friend, your wife, and your confidant, And your sex poodle? Tara says, sex poodle? Yeah, why? I'm not sure you should say sex poodle in your vows. Huh.
She seems like really kind of like, really?
And I'm sorry, the is the quote of the day there.
Yes.
Because the way she delivered it was Oscar worthy.
Yes.
I laughed my ass off for like a solid 10 minutes after that.
Because it spoke volumes of the beliefs that Anya holds. And like she legitimately is like, really?
You think?
That's great, yeah. I can't imagine that being inappropriate.
But it's true. Why wouldn't I say it? I don't see what the problem is. So, yeah, this might just be Emma Caulfield's greatest performance moment ever. Comedic.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say
pure
ever.
Comedic genius. Well, I'm saying ever.
Okay.
So that you don't have to.
Okay.
All right. But also, yeah, how were you not prepared to give your vows yet? Both of them.
Seriously.
Your wedding is in 30 fucking seconds. Whatever. Buffy pokes her head in like a horny turtle and asks if Anya's ready. I don't know why a horny turtle, but I imagine if a turtle were horny, that's what they would look like.
They do make funny noises. I really wasn't expecting you to mimic it.
Okay, that's a climaxing turtle. It's not really a horny turtle. That is a post-horny turtle. Anyway, she asks if Anya's ready, and she is, in fact. Willow grabs her and pulls her back and intercepts Buffy in the hallway and informs her very quickly and under no uncertain terms that Xander has fucking disappeared.
Yeah.
Like, well, obviously.
Which, and, you know, I imagine she turned around to go back to be like, okay, Xander, you've practiced your vows enough, for fuck's sake. It's 30 minutes before the wedding. Why aren't you going in there? And he was gone.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
But yeah, also that. So Willow's going to go find him, and she tells Buffy to stall. And stall she does, because she pops back in, and it's like, so sorry, but it turns out the minister, you see, lives a double life as a doctor and had to perform an emergency C-section. He's a minotaur, you see, not to be confused with, he's a minotaur, not a minotaur. There's no horseman going on here.
No bull parts.
Yeah.
I like she uses no bull parts.
Yeah. That's
There are very few like ongoing bits in this show that I love as much as the fact that Buffy is a terrible liar.
Oh, right.
Like she has never once like actually like delivered a good lie.
But she tries so hard.
She
here.
does, but it's always ridiculous, just like this.
And she's not the one that gives it up, and nobody really questions it.
Exactly.
Especially not Anya. I
Right.
think that's one of my favorite running gags about Anya is she just rolls with some of the most ridiculous shit without questioning it, clearly fully believes it. And I'm like, how are you that gullible? Okay, I guess she was a demon, kind of out of touch for about 1,000 years.
Yeah.
That's fine, I guess. So Anya keeps practicing her vows while we see Xander wandering around in the rain looking forlorn and distraught.
Yes.
You know, speaking of forlorn, he really needs to talk to Lorne. I miss Lorne. We haven't seen Lorne in a while. We haven't watched Angel in a while.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Soon.
A couple episodes yet, but soon. Meanwhile, she's giving a very happy but also dramatic speech about how she used to think love was horseshit, but now she's into it because Xander made her feel all warm and fuzzy and safe or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She believes in love now.
I believe in the love.
Man, that's not going to last.
Jeez, way to ruin it. So, cut to the restless crowd.
Yeah.
Another quote of the day. We got Cousin Carol and the little girl Karen. Karen says, I'm bored. It's a wedding, honey. We're all bored.
Yeah, right.
I have to go to a wedding on Sunday, and that is just going to be living in my head rent-free the whole day.
Yeah.
Because I have to sit through a whole fucking church service.
Oh, God.
An hour-long church service to watch 30 seconds of a wedding. And it's the only wedding I've ever planned on going to, where I'm seriously debating when they say, if anybody has any objections about why these two should be joined in holy matrimony, please speak now or forever hold your peace. Seriously considering standing up.
Do I know who these people are?
I'm not going to say it on the air. Yes.
Okay.
You're very familiar with the situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear that off the air.
Yeah. Great. It's going to be fun.
Man.
It's going to be good times. Hey, that wasn't even too many degrees off topic.
No.
Great,
How about that?
Great. So,
I did once have to sit through a Catholic wedding with full Latin mass, and I didn't have my Adderall.
God.
It was fucking awful.
Yeah, I'm probably going to show up late on purpose.
Yeah.
Which my mom's already planning on doing that, and it's one of very few times in my life where I've been like, you might have the right idea, Mom.
Right? Partway through that ceremony, I, hard air quotes, got up to go to the bathroom. I got up to wander around. I'm so fucking bored and
fuck that noise.
Oh my God. I would rather go back to college without drugs. Thank you.
Oh man. If that tells you anything right there, everyone. Because you may not know this about Rex, but he's an addict. Legally.
Yeah.
A meth addict, specifically.
I mean, amphetamine addict.
Yeah,
it's not a methamphetamine. It's an amphetamine.
Fine. All right.
It's legally prescribed.
Not that laws mean
drug
shit
tested every
right now.
3 fucking months.
Anyway, Buffy comes down the aisle. They start playing the music.
And she's like, no, not now. It's not me.
Carol still starts crying immediately and dabbing at her crocodile tears because she's a goddamned lush, but also possibly my favorite character this episode.
Right.
Buffy ixnays the music from across the room and whispers to the minister and then leaves again. And the music plays her off, too, because these guys are idiots. Like, read the room.
Did they not, have a conversation with them?
Rex, how many conversations did you have with us about how to run your wedding?
A few.
I didn't realize until we were all standing up there at the very end of the wedding that we had never once broached the subject of how do we leave after it's done?
Well, we were supposed to do that at the rehearsal, but we didn't get to do it.
Yeah, that rehearsal hurt my soul as an actor, because it wasn't a rehearsal.
Yeah, I know.
Because we didn't get to rehearse anyway.
And I was irritated that we didn't get to rehearse.
But
everyone was like, no, it'll be fine. I'm like, no, we really need to go over it.
I really thought we were going to go out into the parking lot and rehearse it, and then we just didn't. And I still don't understand why, but whatever.
It turned out okay, though.
It was technically fine. So, yeah, Carol, Carol eyes Kelvin across the aisle.
Right. And hey, he is eyeing her back.
Oh, he's into it.
He's into it.
He's so into it. Get you some, both of you.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to see, hear, or know about it, but if I hear squelching noises, so help me God. So help me God.
Frankly, it's ludicrous to have these interlocking bodies and not interlock. Putrefying diseases. It'll make you blind and insane, but it won't kill you. Light a bunch of candles and have sex near them.
So far, I like it.
Please remove your clothing now.
Anyway, cut back to Anya.
Yes.
Got another quote of the day here. Anya says, I mean, delivering a baby on my special day? I mean, it's totally rude of him and the mother. I mean, why couldn't he have just told her to hold it? Hold the baby in.
Yeah. And then we cut to...
I think the problem is she was holding it in.
Right.
That's why she needed a C-section.
Right.
Even though this is completely fictional.
Yeah, fictional
even
baby,
within
fictional
the canon
doctor.
of the fiction.
Yes.
Completely not a thing that's happening.
It's double fictional.
Double fiction, yeah.
Dawn is outside talking to a teen demon. He's literally credited as teen demon.
I wanted these two to end up being a couple, but something tells me we're never coming back to him.
Never.
Oh, well, what are you going to do?
No, but they're talking about basically the one-upping, oh, my family's so awful. And then as they're coming back in, Dawn tells the other demon, hey, this is on the down low, but Xander's missing and Anya happens.
Yeah,
to
I don't
be
know
right
how
there.
she knows this, but I guess maybe Willow told her on her way out or something.
Yeah.
Must
Or
have.
maybe she was with Willow when she found out.
Yeah, I guess, because we don't even know how Willow knows, really, other than she went back to find him.
Must have.
Looking for him where they were before, and he wasn't there. And nobody else can find him. So, Mr. Xander, as in Xander's dad, orders more whiskey and bitches about women to his wife, who can only say, all she has to say in response is, well, she didn't want my help, talking about Anya.
Yeah.
Because, he's bitching about Anya. He's like, I knew she was going to be nothing but trouble. And I'm like, go fuck yourself. The good old D-Hoff is worried about Anya, then has to soothe Halfrek's jealousy. Halfrek seems like the type.
You think?
A little bit petty. Just a little bit.
She strikes me as the type that was very happy when Anya stopped being a vengeance demon, because she was like, hey, there's more room for me.
Yeah. Buffy starts to improv at the audience that Carol's prompting her to do something. Dawn and a demon who looks about her age. You kind of already went over that part. Yeah. Anya overhears Dawn telling the demon kid this and then says it again, even louder. The crowd hears it this time, and this sends them to their tipping point.
Oh, and we learned that Buffy can juggle.
Oh, yeah. And she was doing charades at one point.
Yes.
She does bull horns, and we hear some asshole in the background say, a bull! I don't know why that was funny, but it was funny.
I think it was a minotaur.
Yeah, bull was just part of it.
Yeah.
But there's no bull parts, so why did she give an affirmative response to that?
Well, no, but she's
It's
doing
similar.
an actual minotaur.
Oh, right.
Not a how did she say it?
Minotaur versus
Yeah,
Minotaur.
Minotaur.
But she's doing Minotaur.
Yes.
Yeah, because she got Minotaurs on the brain, as she
Yes.
should. So, the crowd hits its tipping point. Rory tries to proclaim it's all a big joke and that Xander is playing a joke on everyone. Face Tentacle Guy decides this is a great time to instigate Mr. Harris by telling him to go have another drink. He's actually got a pretty good comeback for that. He says, drinking is the only way I can deal with the pain of looking at your face. And then a huge wedding brawl breaks out.
Yeah, wedding brawls. They happen sometimes.
That sounds like best case scenario for the wedding I have to go to. So Willow and Tara find each other, and they gaze lovingly into each other's eyes, making sure that each other is okay.
Willow kind of saves Tara.
Yeah. Tara gets caught up in the middle of it, of the brawl. Anya's looking for Xander. Carol saw him last with that old guy over there, and Anya chases after the old guy, and the old guy's like, hey, bitch. Nice to see you. You haven't changed a bit.
He basically it's like, hey, yeah, I know who you are, Anyanka, and turns into a demon, and she still doesn't recognize him. And then come to find out that Chicago 1914, she punished him, turned him into a demon, and sent him to hell to be tortured.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow he got out of torture.
Yeah, everyone seems to escape hell in these shows.
And it turns out that the visions that he showed Xander were phony and just his nightmare version of the future.
Yep, he's just been fantasizing about getting back at her for nearly a century, and he's doing it.
Yeah.
Go him.
He's happy to have made her cry, and then he starts beating her. To which Buffy's like, nuh-uh.
No. Bad demon. And Buffy kicks his ass, and Xander walks in on this, and he's like, dibs.
Right.
And picks up one of the decorative pillars and stomps his face in with it.
The part that kind of pleases me is, like, no one ever actually says to Xander that the big demon that they just killed was the old dude.
Right? He's just like, hey, we killing a demon at my wedding that has a bunch of demons as guests at it?
Right?
I got this. Squish. Standing ovation from the crowd. And then as the...
I also love how
the
apparently
applause falls
everyone
away.
is fine with what they've just witnessed.
Yeah, everyone was super happy about it.
Like, it doesn't compute to me. Xander's family is all normies. Why would they applaud at watching their fucking son murder someone
Yeah,
they just think they're a carnival guy.
They were all trying to murder. Oh, right. They thought he was human.
Yeah.
And why would the demons clap at him murdering a demon? Yeah, nobody should have been clapping at that. Nobody. But also, as the clapping fades away, they realize now they have a body to get rid of because it didn't turn to dust.
Well, it was like, is it going to go poof? Maybe we can cover it with flowers.
I really thought you were going to say, is it going to go poop? And I'm like, yeah.
I mean, yes. the gruesome truth that TV doesn't show you.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not going to go poop. It's just going to poop right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just, there's poop there, and now it's going to be outside the body.
That is correct.
Well, I guess we're assuming, like, we don't know what that demon's anatomy
we don't
is.
know his biology or his anatomy.
I kind of want to figure out how in the fuck did he go from being trapped in a hell dimension to A, getting out, and B, knowing that Anya is getting married to Xander, and knowing enough about Xander to be able to pretend to be his future self, and that the vision he shows him would actually get the wedding called. Like, there's a lot of plot holes there.
85 plus years is a lot of time, I guess. Maybe it was one of those hell dimensions where it was a lot more than 85 years for him.
Maybe.
Like he was there for a couple millennia and was able to step back into this dimension every now and again. Who knows?
Maybe.
Who knows? Yeah, Xander's dad fucks everything up again, even though everything could have been fine again at this point because everyone's so happy about the murder. Right. But he starts yelling about the damage. He's not going to pay for all this, and he calls them all freaks. And Kelvin doesn't like that at all, and the brawl starts right back up again.
Doesn't last long, though, before Anya is like, fucking quit it!
Knock it the fuck off, guys. And when Bridezilla yells at you, you listen.
Yeah. You fucking listen.
Tells them all to sit down and shut the fuck up, and they do.
Yep, they start putting the chairs back and everything.
And she has herself a little sidebar with Xander, and she's all ready to go. And she's like, it's okay. It was fake. And he says, and I kind of glossed over this at first because she doesn't really react to it. He says something along the lines of, it doesn't make any difference now. And I was like, ooh, that doesn't sound good. It sounds like he's still not going to get married, even though none of this really mattered in the first place.
He looks over and he sees his dad arguing with his mom.
Yeah.
And you can see the gears turning in his head where he gets that the vision was fake. He even says it wasn't her that he hated in the vision.
Yeah.
It was, and implying that it was himself that he hated.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't want to become the version of me that murders my wife with a frying pan.
Right.
That would suck.
But, like, I think what it is that the vision does, and the reason why he says that it doesn't matter, is because it showed him part of the reality of what's going on with his head. He fears who he could be, and he fears hurting her through that.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily show him that, but it certainly triggers... It makes something click in his head that was already there.
Yeah.
And it brings it to the surface for him.
Well, and he obviously is disgusted by his father and doesn't want to be his dad.
Absolutely.
And that vision showed him becoming his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's definitely got some work to do.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's not ready for this. Obviously, they still end up doing it next episode, but, we don't know that yet. Anything could happen. So yeah, then Anya does the saddest thing I think I might have ever seen. And I've seen wildlife in oil spills and turtles on their back, okay? Right. This is fucking sad. Because Anya walks down the aisle and the music starts playing because these guys are oblivious and don't pay attention or read the room at all.
Nope.
She doesn't bother to correct them or anything. She just keeps walking with tears streaked down her face. Everyone watching, and they can tell something's wrong. It's just so fucking sad.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Whoa. Cut to later in Buffy's living room.
I like that they didn't show her saying to everybody that the wedding's called off.
Right.
Because
I don't think she needed to.
Well, No, like they used a version of the "Don't show the monster."
Sure. Yeah.
Like the just ripping emotion of what we can imagine is so much worse than what they could have put on film. You know,
and it's implied plot
exactly.
as well.
But yeah, cut to later in Buffy's house where Dawn, Buffy, and Willow are sitting and talking. They're all just destroyed by this.
Yeah. They're having a sad, and they wonder where Xander is. Turns out Xander's in a shitty hotel room where the AC is broken and checkout is 11 a.m. And man, that's a nightmare in and of itself. Like, you paid money to be here and you can't even stay till noon.
Right.
Fuck that. And then cut to a void, maybe not the void, but a void.
Yeah, a void.
Anya's tired of crying. She can't cry her little eyes out anymore. And De Hoffren offers her job back. He's like, you let him domesticate you. You used to crush men like him. And why did she get fired in the first place?
I can't remember, but basically something with how her her wish got broken. The wish she granted got broken.
I think, yeah. Was
like,
it because her necklace, which held her power, got broken? And he was like, I'm not replacing that. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, that's a shitty way to go.
Yeah.
Well. Gerarg.
Is this for me? I must be ready. I need my strength. Give me more! Night, I shall walk in the earth. Hold on. You've got something in your eye.
How'd you feel about this episode?
It was a lot more straightforward than I was expecting.
It was a lot more emotional than I was expecting.
Yeah, I was fully expecting them to still get married by the end of the episode. I had completely forgotten that it was left on a cliffhanger like this.
I did forget that it was left on a cliffhanger. I remembered that they didn't get married. Like I remembered that part, but I didn't expect in coming back to it to be so fucking sad that they don't get married.
Right?
Like that genuinely shocked me at the end, especially seeing her face when she's walking up the aisle like that. I'm like, oh my God, Xander, I hate you even more now.
Yeah.
How dare you do that to that lovely woman?
Emma Caulfield really knocked this out of the fucking...
such a good fucking actress.
Knocked it out of the park. I felt so bad for Anya here.
And not just the fact that she's able to deliver that level of like distraught sadness so well. It's that she was able to be so fucking ecstatic and excited and happy and just outright giddy that she's about to get married to her best friend.
Yeah. And when she saw those green dresses, they were like, okay, Emma, you have to see these green dresses and you have to love them.
Yeah.
They have to be the most gorgeous thing that you've ever seen besides Xander. And she did it.
She sold this.
She absolutely
100%.
did. Yeah.
I enjoyed all the demons. I even, in some ways, enjoyed the interactions with Xander's family. It kind of like watching a train wreck.
Pretty much, it's exactly like watching a train wreck.
But the level of just ick from Xander's family, though, just
pretty heavy.
Yeah,
an astounding level.
It actually
of ick.
Legitimately made me uncomfortable.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely like, one of those moments where it's really a sign of the times of what passed for human interaction in the 90s. And
what passed for woke.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, because like this is supposed to be a hard feminist show, and it's like you see something like this and you're like, not even a little.
Right. Well, I mean, the point was these people were not supposed to be representing the good side of the feminism of the show.
But
they're supposed to be casual misogyny.
But the area that, like, the reason why that doesn't work for me is there isn't a point, with the exception of Buffy saying, if you finish that sentence, I'll tear off your junk.
Yeah.
With that one exception, nobody says anything.
Everyone else just lets it fucking go.
And like,
even the way Spike treats his his new girlfriend is really shitty.
And
it
really just bothers me.
But I mean, there was a certain amount of it that needed to happen, like the relationship between Xander's parents.
Yes, that was definitely necessary. I think Xander's dad being just fucking awful, I think it is very important, specifically because of the way that Xander sees that in himself.
Yeah.
I don't think Uncle Rory needed to be fucking manhandling the goddamn waitstaff.
No. Yeah. Like, what the fuck was that even about?
I think the only reason it really bothers me is that it's legitimately played for laughs.
Right. Yeah. He's so lecherous.
Right. The bit with Xander's father is not played for laughs in that same way.
Yeah.
The bit with Xander's father is played for laughs as like, no, don't fuck with Buffy. She'll literally rip your dick off. Like, that's the laugh, is Buffy will fucking kill you. But the rest of it, though, just it doesn't
sit right.
No, it really doesn't.
I can't think off the top of my head how to explain why it doesn't. Like, what would we have done differently if we had filmed this today?
Right. Like, there are 100 ways, I'm sure, if we sat down and really brainstormed, that we could have made this family a fucking disaster without them being creepy and gross. You know?
Yeah, it was too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't need to go that far. Like, it was to the point where these people should have fucking not had custody of a child.
Right. Like Xander's dad and Xander's uncle give just solid rapist vibes.
Yeah.
Like, not even, like, maybe a little off. No, like, they're solid rapist vibes. That's just, it's fucking disturbing.
Yeah.
And that really bothers me. I get why it's there, but I can't like that. And I wonder if maybe that is the reason I don't remember this episode. Because on some level, I think I probably do remember that, and I wouldn't be surprised if I would have previously skipped over this episode.
Interesting. You know, all that being said, at least they weren't trying to make it look like this is acceptable behavior, but they didn't make it look unacceptable enough.
Exactly.
To really put this on the pedestal of feminism that it is remembered as.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, our whole goal with this show is asking the question at the end of the day, does it hold up? And there's a couple spots in this episode that absolutely does not hold up to today's standards.
To me, it's not about saying, oh, it's not really a feminist icon. It's about saying
it is. It was never a question.
It was, but that is a stepping stone.
Yeah.
We need to see what it is and see the characters, how they're written and everything, and the plot, and understand how and why it can and should be better. And I think that's a very important aspect, especially with certain things that are about to happen in the plot coming up.
Yeah, it's always good to go back and look at things from the past and say, okay, here's what was good, here's what could have been done better. Yeah. So, yeah, we're not wasting our time, right? What have we done?
Why
are we watching this?
But overall, I did actually legitimately enjoy the episode, and it hit me much harder in the feels than I anticipated. And
oh yeah,
man, I feel for Anya so bad.
Oh, right in the feels.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, all for Mo. Oh baby.
How'd you feel about the episode?
It was. I didn't hate it. It had a few fun moments. The gross moments were gross, but I'm a big boy. I can compartmentalize.
Yeah.
I enjoyed several things about this episode. I would say it was a good episode. And I'm riveted to the edge of my seat to see how it gets resolved next episode.
Yeah,
I do not recall.
I don't remember either. And I'm really looking forward to that.
So, good setup.
Do you have a quote of the day?
Do you have a quote of the day? Fuck you. I was just about to ask you.
I'm going to go with subtle, and I'm going to go with Dawn's delivery of, nice.
Okay, Rex, okay. I absolutely, far and away, have to give mine to Anya. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going with subtle. Subtle quotes of the day.
Yeah. I'm not sure you should say sex poodle in your vows. Huh. Also, I just love the term sex poodle, and I would like whomever I marry to put that in their vows.
Apparently, by the wiki, the reason sex poodle even ended up in the show was because one of the writers, I guess, was using that term a lot. I don't know. I don't know how
I like it.
Valid I feel about that. But
yeah, I have sex with poodles all the time.
Gross.
Don't tell my brother. He has got a labradoodle, and they're not exempt. All right.
Oh God.
If it's got oodle in the name, I'm fucking it.
Oh, that's why you have such issues with doodle doos
and ramen noodles. Don't let me near your ramen noodles, son. You're not going to want to eat them. You're going to be a little extra salty, if you know what I mean.
All right.
Speaking of inappropriate, I'm highly inappropriate. Jeez. It's funnier, though, than these fucking lecherous pig dogs.
Oh, God.
Yeah. The proof is in the pudding.
Luckily,
the dick pudding.
I actually used the phrase of "and then you put your dick in it" the other day.
Oh, good. Yeah, we should all be reminded of that occasionally.
Yeah.
Great.
It's important.
So it's my closing, isn't it?
Yes.
All right. So shit, guys, this has been another episode of Beer with Buffy. Don't forget to unfollow us on Nazi Twitter. I have officially deleted our account. They can go fuck themselves permanently. Do follow us on Blue Sky. We like Blue Sky. Someday I'm going to log into it. You can go ahead and like us on Facebook/Meta, I guess, for now. We may or may not get rid of that in the future for similar reasons as Nazi Twitter. Review us on iTunes. It really helps our algorithm. We like it. And especially if you give us a written review, then you will be in the running the next time we do a drawing for a free hoodie when we get to 100 reviews. Currently, we are at 76.
Has that hoodie gotten claimed yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Long ago.
I couldn't remember if it had or not.
You know, it got claimed very quickly, and I sent it out and completely bypassed you. It's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
No, that's fine. I am filled with far too much ADHD anyway. So.
Great. You can also, if you'd like to support us financially, you can go to beerwithbuffy.com/shop and buy our stuff like hoodies and mugs.
Yes.
And probably something else. Stickers.
Stickers, yes.
Yeah.
I'm actually about to order one of those stickers because I got a new laptop and it doesn't have a Beer with Buffy sticker on it.
It needs a Beer with Buffy sticker on it. Which we will give you a free one if you just ask us for one, frankly.
Yeah, honestly.
We used to make you jump through a hurdle, a hoop, as it were. But fuck it. Fuck the hoop.
Yeah. I mean,
it's going to be a little bit like throwing a hot dog down a hallway, but fuck that hoop.
Yeah, honestly.
We have a Patreon. You can also just throw your money through that hoop and go to patreon.com/beerwithbuffy, and you can get our cat naming perk. Or we can not name a cat, and you can just give us $5 a month. That sounds great, too. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can email us at beerwithbuffy@gmail.com. You can leave us a voicemail or text us at 269-743-0783. And I'd like to give another huge future shout-out to Adam Danis and Maggie Heron for all of our transition music. Because that's going to happen. We're going to get new music real soon. This has been Beer with Buffy. I'm Josh.
I'm Rex. Have a good night.
Keanu Speed, Rex.
Great to be with you.
You are the Slayer. Lives depend upon you.
amount of responsibility, and instead of which you enslave yourself to this cult.
You don't like the color?
You have a sacred birthright. You were chosen to destroy vampires, not to wave pom-poms at people.
Why can't you people just leave me alone?
You are the Slayer.
Go ahead. Prepare me.
I'm a watcher. I haven't the skill.
Oh, come on.
By appealing to your common sense. Werewolves, incubi, succubi, everything you've ever dreaded was under your bed, but told yourself couldn't be by the light of day. One girl in all the world. Common sense. One girl in all the world. It was a bit, British, wasn't it?
Whee!
Wait, what have we done? Why are we watching this?